ye gina so no speaker no ka say Sambra no say passing is or you prepare what name come to so no like I say Sabio now were you doing politics with Ghanaians then now yes na parliament pass ye say Catholic bishops so my issue statement Christian council so yes so my issue statement the Pentecostals and the charismatic churches now I saw for no more dear why am they talking I don't know Monkasa and the Matisse is me ni bimpo akokazi why LGBTQ no enye priority really this umbrella now yes now the politics in Indiana
Abusia aha Ashanti Media mosomfo hini nana edosi poku Honorable Osei Kyei mensa bonsu itimi akasa won the longest lawmaker of Ghana ha sisi ano NPP mu wakatitinafo a ehwese party ne betumi agina yi na batumi mu 2028 no waka ho bi na Honorable Osei Kyei mensa bonsu campaignfo a ohwebo aye ema otumi eto NPP presidential premise no otumi to ne ntam ayese party ne mu adwo no waka ho yie pa na se wono ye titirani e wo sa adwumadi a e course woni mu na ye kai se bra oye se obeto presidential premise no amanfo etwabo ne yie pa e ka se ene party mra no ebo ebra enya ade a efa ene wona keka ho general secretary ni wona ka ho de amanfo di o matam yie pa nanso amanfo ehuni se asesa tirimpo mo fa ye no anase sa ginasi a mo ekọ ye no aboa party ni pa ama party ni mu adwo nti sisi ano se obehwa choka ni de ekoso ewo mo elections no mu no constituency and regional elections a eba so yenu no ase emu nheda nya din bebre senka amanto sa presidential prime minister no ame ye nyi flag bearer ne ntem ana nka wotwen se obeto on party elections ni nyina wi ansa na yakwakoyi flag bearer anhwa nka de chinwasho kase pa ne beba enentu sa decision no amanfo binum astarte to onase eno ana ama Honorable Osei Kyei mensa bonsu abedi nkoma bebre wa habusua gibrena da aje pa na afi yentie ne nsem na eno wode nsem bebre na aba concerning presidential premise de ko mu ni sisi a de esisi ano wode ho nsem aba na afi nso de NDC yesisi abusua sisi ano kame akwete se nchinuahwe ananka binum expect se beba NPP mu no anhwe beko NDC mu ye de ho videos bebre abere wa ko channel yiso Ashanti Media obehu bebre a sisi ano atoforsen ene agric minister Honorable Erekopoku ni wana aka sisi ano ntoka bi ehyehemu a ha ebinu kura yakọ tese omampanyini John Dramani Mahama his excellency kura no sisi ministers no bebre na hyede mu no o ma guidelines a na omo so namba bi na sese do bia pe no hoye en ama amamuo no aye nwonan bi sa na manfo bebre eka sai na wonso humi hu o wadwenkyere comment section na ase ho na afenso besron like video yi na share de amamuo no ekono wogire se NPP decision of take here sisi ano woto omo elections ebeyi party mpanyimfo ama omabeboa akọ 2028 abato no wo hope bi e de ma party no se de na manfo bi ni ma etesa party na gu no wo hu ni se sara party ni mu adwe kakra especially mpanyimfo de omo se NPP ni gina yie sa na wonso hu na me hu o comment section ase na Honorable Osei Kyei mensa bonsu ne nsam ne ewa na ne tofa bo nyina ne se wodi presidential premise nsam ne baaye no asanso di koko sector nsensema asaba NDC ebe justify nsam ne bebre kwa amfa so motie akuafo koko sika so sat na akura na still akuafo koko no tetetede nyina muntu ayo abusua ya papa no akuafo ye no madi nkomo still no sika no mai nti woti su nyina waka se wotwa sika to di kotua nyina no still na sika ne mai ama koko board si wona nam wake up ase ko hwe ball no abusua sisi NDC ni ehu do mpeso me yo man Ghana no nti wode ho nsam nyina ba ana afi LGBTQ nsam no bra NPP party ye onkomende komanda na dodan koko fado a wantumi ansan ye be ye nsam bebre no speaker of parliament be kan asem bi kan so wode ne nkwankora betwa so mbe pass mra no amena be ye adwuma man Ghana afi ya pass wie ya ono na NDC be pass wie ya wo se onsoma so monko pass waka so mon consider den no mako pass nti omo san famra biem obi a wo se wode ne nkwa etwa so se ya pass NPP bre so no afi di ye ko pass ni wonon pen so do wo se da bi me ya pass sisi ana nan nsam no ekeka ko se ni abusua ne nyina no bo se Kyei mensa bonsu den nsam na ba be tuja wa ha awira huye pantu de jebre ne da aje na ye nkonsam ne mu ne tie ni ye pass se o man Ghana no ye hope bi so man ye betuma chichiri ni ye because as obi had ni interest ne nam say na wonso hu no na fe o me di san komo no don't forget so very like no share no comment e dey am ha Ashanti Media ono bo se Kyei mensa bonsu nsem no mu do ye pa jebre na yentie bi
say ye two abawie ye presidential primaries no enra me hunu onia kuma baako na de bi obetwere wo Facebook honorable Kennedy Osei nyaako se nipa okoso party mpanifo daye na odi animu koye se ye moye homodin na yento ye presidential primaries ntem no nka party no kwahwe no ne nanase na ye mo na baso pa tituru omu a saa ensusuye ne bae no mojitu mu edi hu nkomo ema ni padodo na omu enya mu ntiase no ebete ase no ye mo mabaso na se making kind of train na was whoever advised the NPP or mooted the idea to have 8 presidential primaries that early has really helped the party graciously and must be acknowledged and applauded. The person has really saved this party from any prolonged acrimonies and divisions. I know that not everybody was in support of this idea, but they will later appreciate the wisdom in having our primaries just in time to save our great party. Leader, when you read some of these feedbacks, how do you feel, especially when you join the conversation? Say yen to abanentem ya mamra na party na mamra no ema ho kwan yen to mra bia mra kwan mu no munya mfomso bia na afi no mo hwe de ekoso party ni mu a wose ye tu na mo bi say nipa bi ni mo anya adwene sabe ebi mu kwampo edi watem. Today, when you read this, when you hear this, how do you feel? And how has it shaped the party's readiness for election 2028?
Jamini amedasi. Me bonnet offer. Make us say, Bonika say, make us say, I feel very vindicated. They say, Oshenia, a Kosovo party. Polling station elections, electoral area coordinators elections. Say, and yet, Sadian in Tema. Be sure, say, various people are Omobe Muse, Omo Ebe Pren, Omi Nipa. Obi a person got the interest, Ebe find the expression, our base level. So, the Obehenka Kiki Krebe Muno, Kenya San Papa. Na ye sha say I need this uncommon no send ya walking ya me in particular dey di matem but sometimes these things you don't ubu ani go so because constitution no nipa na no mo yes no as a party constitution the party na mo so mu no constitution no mo fa madwin si so yi oyinba party constitution say ye to abawi na pese ye presidential candidate efi danwa ye di president besiso no ye di president obedi nkunimi besiso efi sa danwa ekopem was it not later than 24 months before the conduct of the national election no ye be enda bay ye be no December 7th 2028 say bibia ansesa sana national constitution no about December 7th 2028 what your party constitution no chere ne say afia woman 2026 December 7th 2026 no the last day I bet you to your presidential candidate number what the president needs to swear if January 8th needs to January 7th. See, this is January 8th. No? January 8th. December 7th, 2026. I feel you. Yet me to abandon the beer. So, until we shall say, but no, send your cotton. And was a ben way. And I am be to say, here, especially a twabani ye, Ashanti region. Share my wound to me, or ne, regional executives, media meeting baby. mo frɛ me sɛ ne akɔso no aba no a ɛto ye no baabi a yakɔgyina no nyɛ ɛne enyan de yɛhwehwɛ mu ne yɛhu na de kurenti ɛma ya ama ngugu a yɛdi ye no ayɛ fimfram saa ɛna ɔmo frɛ me de adwuma no ɛhyɛ me nsa ɛbɔ nipa bi ɛka me ho yɛtete baasomfoɔ ɛna mo call round ɛkɔyɛ ɔmo de reports no bae ɛkabɔ mu report no cry bae no kyerɛ sɛ nipa mentimi ho ase ɛnyɛ kyerɛ me nsa boso na ayɛ report no wɔn a yɛsoma wɔn university lecturers ɛkɔ apro baabia all the constituencies de wɔn reports bae ɛna mo kabɔ mu report na mo kabɔ mu no was not even part of it bi de wɔn wie yɛ na mo de brɛ me temi nso no kora me hwɛ mu na ebia the structure no na arrangements bi asebio brofo no abɛtwerɛ ne man those are the small corrections I made na fa bia nka ho no manyi bia mfiri mu ɛkyerɛ ba ye no yɛsɛ ei report no de nsa kyerɛ nkrofo bi so na chairman sabo so na ayɛ odwe ho na wo nte ase na report wo hwɛ mu a professor okoi dia a moyɛ na kyerɛ no na yɛfɛ no sɛn wohwɛ Ashanti report no it's almost the same thing na okoi report no kyerɛ de ba na obeka say emienu atra se ne aye but minia ne tintin titia ne say e kire yen yi sinto nti trosem say hu ba bia wo hwe ase a so du ho anu asesa wanam wasesa onante anye saa yekoso ye ne ye no 2020 for no ma ye saa horrible results na e 2020 e bi twa abakro no nti ye say 2026 one of the things 2024 one of the things ya nyen intem election of the flag bearer samre no na ye president ne ye president ya abenwa no so ye national ye party constitution is say president ya be eti abenwa so dia
just ye party ni a NPP ni a
ye president ye president me fancy ya to abayi na NPP ya woni nti nipa yɛ ne kɔ ɛkɔn no na abɛyɛ president of the republic wɔsɛ wɔte abanwa no so deɛ na ne mmerɛ so a ɛno deɛ ne mmerɛ bɛ so a wɔsɛ ɛno deɛ 12 months to the conduct of the elections ɛne yɛn nkɔyɛ ɛne nti ɛne yɛyɛ Bawumia deɛ no
2023
yɛyɛ no 2023 ayi very late ɔte aseɛ November 2023 na aka afe ɛyɛ Bawumia de nkune yesa go back ayi na president Kofo tiso no otia benwa na so no ye ayi prime minister ko ye produce Kofo adon ye time there ye ni December 2008 sorry 2007
Legon
ye constitution na kyerɛ saa ba sɛ ye ni aban mu dia na ye no 24 months. And into President Kofo dia ye call parliament foforo na ye ko ye no ye no 2008 sorry 1998 ye ko ye sunyane no 1998 ne ko to aba time be 2000
the femi no
and we here no na boni bi ani ho this a partner yes ama President Kofo. What was wrong with the party doing the same thing for your friend saying Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? Ni time no. What was wrong? Ni me kai ni say. The massa you know about you say 1992 the first time I to abano. On the Rollins and Musha am the buy in Intino. A bare 6 months before you got to abano ne ko ye mampani, you ko ye presidential candidate. That was presidential candidate Professor Eduboy. That was 1992. Ye ba ye a ye called 1996 about one. E ko ba se yenye ntem. Nti you see 1993 na manfo so se be ya yenye ntem. And yes so 1993 the ntem yenye 1994. 1994 no duru ho no. Enipa na amone President Eduboy a contest ye no e ka bo mu se no ye ne ntem a e be ma Eduboy unfair advantage nti emfa nkwa kire ɛno bɛyɛ kasa kakra wɔ party no mu a na ɛkɔ so 1995 yɛanyɛ 1996 election year no a yɛkɔto aba no ɛne yɛkɔto aba no
ɛma
kufuor wini yɛ wɔ Legon nti yɛde kɔ abatoɔ no a anyɛ yie ama yɛn no ɛna mekae sɛ President Kufuor, the former presidential candidate, will be sharing members of parliament. Christ the King, or Legon. So I managed Jacob Bilamte and a year the campaign manager. He came and met MPs, no, say, proposing, say, and Kayanya dream. Na abato no a day anymore. Yento presidential candidate yen in them. Because or no ye in 1996 no amwa amuntima amwa no ho because when we met at Christ the King, the then first MP Ashanti Achim South, the Honorable Alex Koku Kranche, and a crazy issue. Kranche had been as an Eco Parliament, no a regional secretary of Ashanti region. They are calling the crazy issue. So Mr. Kufuor, in the lead up to 1996 elections, suggestion by say 1992, yenyi a presidential candidate tem kan be, and I'm yanko Ushua Bankesimu, the Yanyan in tem. Now, oh, can't any pay beer, or Macassa me in tem. Never do what he on fair advantage. A coban is saying in a day, who a do so the audio say in tem. And yet President Kufuor and I say candidate Kufuor at that time. Sa question na Kufuor bis crunchy beside.
You are crunchy beside.
Nya onu yi no. Jacob Bilamte in the year no. And Osei minia. Let's be honest with ourselves. Sade na ye no. Ye no. Ye who said it was a mistake. Let's do it better this time around. Now my results na ye no. When Jake said this, it disarmed Ubia. Omwana, Omusu, Omakuma was so say, Yentiasi, say, President Kufuor, come on, see a mere penny, and see a penny. When Jake, a yeast, a sanano, Sawin, Ubia, some kind of him. Say, a nipa, and a yebony nipa, and a candy bonny. We implement say bonny. Maybe they wanted the best. And the beer, and so bonny free mobile. Nipa no offer mu no se da bi ye sa ye ho bɛkyerɛ nti suggestion ba ye no and the party no accept ya and na enam so ma ye koye ayi ye fɛ ne saying ye election wo sunyane which produced President Kufuor. Since then it's become part of our constitution say ye near ban mu dia we should do it not less than 24 hours 24 months before 24 hour economy. not later than 24 months. Oh, as an national election. So what happened was not a mistake. Now you're in conformity with the party's constitution. Now I'm happy to see me just say yes, I know, because I best save party. So I'm a be a kiki crebe so say sending nyinampo nene nyinampo na beka say efimua to a large extent, maybe 70-80%.
Sa suna nipa bi danadi ewo party nim se asem siwa manyoko no mu a na yedi ho nkomo a ye behwe party no ni ginabia amamra ye de nwene party no eni yankasa ye nimdie mu de nokredie akasa na emom ye jani nyina to na ya hwe how the ye cannot be satisfy ye interest because sabe san komo ye die enye ye nkwala bi e wo party mu ene na sabe omu twamada pa ne mo nya adwene eye mpanifo a party constitution from A to Z wadakora na ofre na obetima recite the actual but still they were making a strong argument against that. Clearly you could see say it was to satisfy omu agenda bi and say omu interest bi. How do you think that attitude na nipa bi demonstrate no bread the growth of the party no ase?
Well, me say dodo no na omo kana ne den so no meka say party na hyase pa no na omuni really no you had one or two empeniphobia ambeka bia meka say bia eno de medi omo ya kakra some of them were saying say oh I see I hwehwemu na wie no ne hu bebia esinto no no yen deal with it and san baby bia ya. This has always been the popular refrain. And I say, make us a popular refrain. Because a popular refrain, and I say, the nipa breaker. It has always been a refrain and could be resorted to. So, when we hear and to a bossy and sana, debia. But Senator Kyei, President Kofo, no Gina ye. And no, it marked, Bruni say, it marked a watershed in the affairs of the party. And it's part of the constitution. And he said, yeah, President Mahama sees so January 7, 2025, no, and the party in the year say, Yensheye, na yato aba a year next candidate in Ba, Kapati Nanka Omonye Bonibia. But Minia, Pamluchano, and was a machin. If you are beginning, you say, and Rassen, the infant to your move on. I'm just saying, say, if I bring a party more, I'm party musa.
Probably those issues are that are of national interest. On mining na edi home komo office bi anka ho anka uzu be make an inputter e be boa on mine, not for self glorification, but you would have contributed to the discourse. You think it will shape the discourse, no? And I say a be enhancing national development, no?
I mean, can say me buy na odi nkomo senkomo no fa you say LGBT sensem ho. So bekaya. In fact, what can say Parliament a pass mrana. And Speaker Bagbin say ade no ono
Sinu jane chi no
sa no maye no esa na o maye nti o mon san famra ana majority leader who is the leader of the house and so abeka say there be I don't know why you way wi nti mo ntimi san fama bio. It relates to processes and procedures in Parliament. But let's go back to sa LGBTQ sensemi. Say 2024 ebe twaba na MPs ni bi de sasem no bae na ahyase no na yemu bi esusu se emra ye wo memu no dada no etimi deal with ensem na omode ba no on say emra dada ye wo memu no say if you engage in unnatural carnal knowledge, you can carnal knowledge. You say, "Oba ni be mada." Mema mienu kushia no moda. Unnatural. Natural. Mema mienu kushia no moda. Unnatural. Oba ni be mada. Yes, sebi o sebi. Bema di ni bema afa oba so die nyame abose nyame kwan a wose wo mfa no wode ne bema afa wode obema fa oba mpo wo ne da na ofa na chi unnatural atiase it is we don't mpo na no yes seriously speaking no it offends the law. What you say? Nti ye omra ewo ho se wo yesa ade na ye twe waso ye do gina sem dibia ye do ko afiase so na nti na asase ne binum se sa ne mani nti kana sa ade no hunyia but see ohine ba emre bia nso ne asa eba so na ebinum so se bebia ne ma no ko no kane no so bi be ye bibisa akura mbo no yesi so ene de enipa bi afa kwan bi so boss ade no hu dawru they are promoting it so nti ɛne yɛn teteɛ yɛ cultures ne yɛ tradition ɛbɔbra ɛne yɛ som ɛbɔbra sɛ woyɛ kristoni sɛ woyɛ kramoni emu biara som titiriw mmienu a wɔ Ghana ha no ɛsom mmienu a agye nhini pa wɔ Ghana no yɛn nyinaa yɛn nso so yɛ traditional religion ɛnso so nti ɛna mo yɛ sɛ ne nkurɔfo bi asɔre a yɛbɔ ho dawuru ɛna deɛ wɔn nam social media koraa twetwe nkurɔfo bi ne wɔn kɔyɛ saa nneɛma no nti yɛnyɛ mmara no so ɛna mo kɔfa saa mmara no baeɛ na ɛnom no ɛna speaker sɛ parliament bɛyɛ mmara no sɛ mɛyɛ mmara no ɛna ɔne asɔfo bi hyiaeɛ a wɔka kyerɛ wɔn sɛ wɔhyɛ mbɔ sɛ parliament bɛpaase mmara no sɛ wokaeɛ a ɔhene ba speaker ɛka no saa da no koraa kyerɛ asɔfoɔ no sɛ ɛkwan biara so parliament bɛpaase mmara no na sɛ ɛbɛyɛ sɛ ɔde ne nkwa koraa bɛto hɔ sɛ yɛbɛpaase mmara no ɔbɛhwɛ sɛ yɛbɛyɛ saa deɛ no first the speaker is not a member of parliament and the speaker cannot make any promise for parliament but we have a speaker ɔno saa nneɛma no sɛ sɛ ɔyɛ nokorɛ ni wohwɛ a wɔnte aseɛ in many countries speakers ne members of parliament in most countries no speakers ne members of parliament yɛ speaker de ɔnyɛ member of parliament nti sɛ wokɔgyina abɔnten ne sɛ wohyɛ bɔ ama parliament sɛ parliament ɛbɛyɛ sɛ a ɛno koraa yɛ problematic because you are not a member of parliament and the leader of the house who is the majority leader no a ɔno yɛ in charge of a parliament chamber mu business no so ɔno mpo ntimi nkɔyɛ saa o anyway ne tintin ne tiatia ne sɛ mmara no yɛbɛpaase wɔ parliament na mmea no mekaa sɛ ɔmoyɛ mmara no na matua me no akyi meba ɛna na mahu sɛ mahyɛ mmara no ase a yɛyɛ mekyerɛ madwen wɔ hɔ kakra madwen a mekyerɛeɛ no na ɛyɛ sɛ ɔhene ba yɛwɔ yɛ national constitution no sɛ woyɛ mmara bi na mmara no sɛ woyɛ wie na sɛ wode bɛyɛ adwuma na sɛ woakɔfa sika fi ɔmanfo tuo mu ɛna wode ayɛ saa mmara no a ɔho wode implement saa mmara no a saa mmara korɔ no ɛwɔ sɛ firi ɔman pani akakye na ɛba kyɛ sɛ yɛ constitution no in article 108 ɛsɛ sɛ wobɛyɛ mmara bi na sɛ saa mmara no implement na sɛ bɛwakɔfa basic afi ɔmanfo tuo mu a ɛwɔ sɛ firi president akakye na ɛba anaasɛ ɛde toɔtoɔ bi bɛba ɔman no mu a ɛwɔ sɛ firi president akakye na ɛba parliament no ntimi ntena sɛ nkase yɛayɛ parliament as an institution no ntimi nyɛ ɛna individual members of parliament ntimi nkɔfa saa mmara no meyɛnyɛ nti me baayɛ no me draw speaker attention ɛwɔ hɔ sɛ Mr. Speaker yɛ constitution sɛ na ɛka nti sɛ yɛwɔ asɛm bi yɛ deɛ a ka yɛnka nkyerɛ mampani na ɔmana attorney general no mfa mmra nyɛ saa yɛ mmara no wie koraa mpo no a wobɛhwɛ yɛbɛwie no yɛbɛkɔ akɔsa because supreme court bɛbɛ mu abɛka sɛ adeɛ na ɛyɛ no yɛ unconstitutional ɛna speaker kaa sɛ ɔno deɛ ɔsɛ wakan saa mmara no na ɔne manya adwen ɔgyiri sɛ mmara no se wɔno a deɛ ɔte adwa mu no ɛna sɛ n'adwen yɛ ne sɛ yɛakɔfa sika fi ɔman fotoɔ mu a ɛne na ɛma no yɛ wrong na ɔno na ɔte adwa mu n'adwen yɛ ne sɛ bɛakɔfa sika fi ɔman fotoɔ mu ɛne yɛdɛ yɛ saa mmara no ɛna metwee n'adwen nyina so sɛ ɔhene ba mmara no ɛse sɛ woto mmara no a yɛyɛ no sɛ woto a yɛkyiw a yɛde kɔ afiase yɛkɔdi asɛm ne sɛ ɛbɔ a yɛde kɔ afiase na wɔkɔ deda na wɔkɔ dem no anyɛ ɔman dan kanea yɛbɛso asi osuo no anyɛ ɔman no deɛ a ɔman no ɛbɛtua ka nsuo a wobɛnom no wɔ hɔ no wobɛbu anom no ɔman no ɛbɛtua nti nyɛ ɔman sika ne yɛde bɛyɛ wobɛdware ɔman sika ne yɛde nsuo no ɔman sika wobɛdi die bɛma wokɔ afiase ɛma aduane di so ɔhono ɔman no bɛbɔ ho ɛka nti ɔman sika ne yɛde bɛyɛ woyare a yɛde bɛkɔ ayaresabea ɔman sika ne yɛde bɛyɛ nti na meka kyerɛ speaker sɛ ɛne nti no kyɛyɛ mwanwa sɛ ɔno se yɛmfa ɔman sika ne bɛyɛ saa deɛ no but ɔno ɔte adwa mu ɔsɛ no adwenyɛ ne saa am sɛ okay wadwenyɛ wo saa deɛ a ɛneɛ sɛ yɛbɛkɔ so nti mmara no nokorɛ ni na baabi bebree wɔ hɔ nso ana chima wo ho nti mekɔboa ma yɛ ni yie tete nneɛma so okay ya Sam George was always quoting me say ɔmo yɛ mmara no me na meboa tete mmara no pa. That is what I did. But na menim say adeɛ no ne foundation no nyɛ ɛno nti na yɛwie yɛ na yɛde kɔma President Akufo-Addo ɔmka sɛ yɛde kɔma Akufo-Addo na wasign Clark na wɔso wɔde kɔ so na saa me no obi di asɛm no kɔ Supreme Court sɛ Supreme Court ne nhwɛ Article 180 no sɛ deɛ Parliament ayɛ no entia ɔma ne mmara na asɛm no Supreme Court no ɛna ma President Akufo-Addo ka sɛ obi di asɛm no Supreme Court nti ɔma yɛntie ne court ne bɛka ansa nti mo mfa so the bad ya I say Osei nti ma Parliament ne fa ma ne yɛntie Supreme Court na asɛm no ɛna ma asɛm no mmara no sae unfortunately yɛbɛto aba no Supreme Court no antra se anka asɛm no ti na asɛm no isa yɛbɔ ntoa abɛto presidential elections no ɔsɛ President Mahama abɛka sɛ mmara no Akufo-Addo ansan a ɔba abɛsan emu hɔ no yɛkɔyɛ ayie bi wɔ State House ama me hunu then candidate Mahama nti me chia no na meka so enema mieni bi ne waka me ne nya adwen Osei sɛ Akufo-Addo ansan ne mmara na ɔba bɛsan mmara no oni na ɔtwe mieni kura bɛsan meka sɛ onti menye saa because sɛ wansan na mmara no would die with Parliament yes ɔba ɔbɛyɛ ne foforo bɛhyɛ foforo na ɔsan ka sɛ na current president John Dramani Mahama His Excellency no waka sɛ so ɔba assembly members wetu amoka meka kyɛn sɛ no so ndi ne nyɛ because constitution ne say assembly members no sɛ ɔmo kɔsite ne ɛbɛma ɔmo sika ɛyɛ internally generated funds of the assembly ɛde ma wɔn yɛnyi sika mfi ɔmanfo tom consolidated fund mu mfa nkotua amoka sɛ ɔkɔyɛ saa you be breaching the constitution ɛna metwe na gyingyina so saa ɛna ɔno ɔfrɛ me Kyei wɔsɛ na wo Kyei wo the constitution ne da na ɛna yɛsere ɔbɛkae a Parliament yɛ inaugurate yɛ no wie na backbench speaker ɔmo ne to aso as speaker na ɔsan bɛka sɛ mmara deɛ ɛbɛkɔ ma John Mahama mana san me deɛ na yɛ mesere because dem sɛ deɛ wɔka no ebia ɔhwɛ constitution yie nti na ma ne kasa but subsequently afei John Mahama no speaker no abɛka sɛ ade no sɛ ne sitie no gye sɛ ɔmo san yɛ ne foforo ɛna ɔmo de kɔɔyɛ ɛna makɔyɛ mmara na wie my understanding is that ɔmo yi enema no bebree afiri mu ɛna ɔmo akɔyɛ na am sɛ speaker no afei broni sɛ ayɛ embarrassing no nti a wɔsɛ ayɛ saa na megyaeɛ sɛ monyɛ wona ayɛ presiding member woni hɔ a deputies ni ɛtena se na yɛyɛ mmara bebree ɔmo yɛ discussions nneɛma bɛbɛ bi ɔmo yɛ ɔmo transactive business of Parliament including bills ɔmo ayɛ awie the processes and procedures of making laws no ɛne sɛ ɔhene ba yɛde mmara kɔ yɛde yɛtintim biribi gu nkrataa so ne yɛfrɛ no bill sɛ yɛkɔyɛ ne mmara yɛde kɔ Parliament a yɛmmara ne se ɛyɛ biribi yɛfrɛ no first reading ne sɛ ɛne sɛ asɛm no a wode kɔ no wode akɔma Parliament na yɛ present it to Parliament na yɛabɔ din sɛ bill wei ɛna aba Parliament a yɛbɛyɛ nti bill no sɛ ne yɛsitie no ɔwɔ sɛ yɛbɔ akyire ma saa abaasomfoɔ wei ebia committee on health committee on gender committee on constitutional affairs committee on education nti yɛbɔ akyire de ama wɔn na wakɔyɛ nhwehwɛ mu sɛ yɛyɛ no saa da ne yɛnka hwee so committee ne kɔ hwɛ mu na wɔn de wɔn report no ba ɛba Parliament a then yɛyɛ dan a yɛ presenting the first no ɛne yɛfrɛ no first reading committee ne dɔm report aba no afei na sɛ ade ne fi ɔsoafo bi ho na ɛba anaasɛ the sponsors of the bill no ɛbɛba na bɛkyerɛ mu sɛ bill na yɛde ba no ebia na kyiri poni deɛ nti a yɛde bill no ɛba no ebia ade wei ne ehunu sɛ wɔsusuaso bɔne ma ɔman no deɛ de wei ba na yɛbɛsɔ ade na no na emre bi ho dada emra no aye week ti e beyi no na frɛ oni adu yaba anase bi emra bi ani ho nti ya di bi ba no ma chechire mu na afi committee no mo wie madwuma e wo ho nti o mo de o mo so report abe support na sa mama ko hebe bill no de o me ka se obi e ko hwe bill mu no asempo na wo ka no ye ne ono minister na hia na bebi o ha insisusi nti ayen sakra yewom na o mo de o mo adwene se bebi en sakra mu no abetudwa ene ne friend second reading ye wia na afei ya homeso be 2 days ye wia 2 days ne ba 48 hours ne ba afei ne be ye ne friend consideration stage consideration no ye say wo be fa be no clause by clause, sentence by sentence, word by word, punctuation by punctuation, because we are there punctuation means meaning of. Nti na committee no e de omo report aba omo propose amendments e bia obi so from so ahwem so propose amendments so nya kan nyina abom ti fa committee ni de ni afa ankorankora ni de ni aye no mako and if in consideration stage no they started from clause 1 sub clause 1 na we aye sa copy the last clause ye wi a yes ni ye wi consideration stage no ye wi consideration stage ye kon ye fa no third reading no and they say ye wi consideration stage no bibia ni akiri nti ye be fa no say ye no you are reading it for the third time na you can say speaker na say you are reading for the third time there and say it's been read the third time and passed by this house no what the ne kuma na bo so what the gavel na bo like say ye wie ehu adwuma bi anansa na ye be third reading no na obi ehu bibi for after say ye wie consideration no our first speaker say speaker I don't ye wie consideration e de na so me koda dwen ho no ase bibia kam anasa de we wo mu no eni bre bia yenda da bi bo ebra ndi enwe ni ye enya sa we have two conflicting laws existing at the same time di me propose say ade we ni enyim firim anasa we say ni efa we nka ho so se bibia sa wo ha na wo de na dwen ne ba na omo ye omo bobo mu anasa mu fi se de odi ba na wo se efa na yafa e ke say no second consideration no se bibisa a madia like I say ye wie adna na say bibisa nso aba ye second consideration is a crucial chapter na ye wie the wie second consideration no nso a ye wie speaker make say afedi ye wie no we are doing the third reading is done and now the bill has been passed by parliament ye wie eno pa ne wo bio ni say clerk of parliament no say sakra ye amendment am ye ni nyina no obeka boom so no clean bill ni nyina maybe that will take about because ye ba ni nyina omo yes ade no enti say bill no bi aye be 5 days de bia no sakra ye no be ba oye na aba paper no so tini ahwem enti be wie final one no e just aka bi ketu e bi ye wie pe na bibia ye okay a crack no bi ye okay the next place e ko no ye dey call assembly press ni akọ print assembly press ni be wie no clerk na mo bi ete ho ehwe se ye almost no type no ni nyina ye pepe se ni parliament ye wie na de bre clerk ohwem no hu se bibia ye corrector na che se o de clerk to so no assign the co-president ho ama president ni sa ashase president ni sa ashase abe national law ye third reading ni wie pa the matter is out of the hands of parliament the third reading now a free parliament in Zen. And the speaker and me in Kase, Yan Famre Bionieme. The speaker doesn't have that authority. And Tina, or can't see Yan Famre Biono. Majority that because the Mr. Speaker. I don't hear you in the the matter is out of our hands. And T also they become president. They become a president. In fact, at that stage, Oma sponsors no going to make us here withdraw. Obi our sponsor bill no. Say ebia asa never started consideration and I say even mid section ye consideration no obetumi aba be ka say adefufo bi aba Mr. Speaker ndi en ho to ade no na bill me hu major thing bi me de foforo ba no aba withdraw ye de foforo aba That is first reading stage, consideration stage. If you pass you pa. Say bill only free minister be a catching a buy. President the strong minister be no de buy and bar. Parliament pass we are. The couldn't make us me withdraw bill. The matter is out of the hands of the minister or the buy, and the matter is out of the hands of Parliament.
Ne be a sida.
See, I be saying, maybe Sisada. Maybe Sisada. Inti, to say, the head drone, also I'm going to come president. I'm going to come president. Make us say, it be a speaker, no, ne clerk, no, any sponsors, no, any president, ne dinkomo or punchi. The come president, the president, Crown soon to me, as I don't know, inside. President then refers it to the Council of State. So, I don't know, be a Otian community. Ebia 1 2 3 bia ade no ye de shame obeboa the Council of State min tumefo ye de shame obeboa na ze mwa we tie o madwene na se nkomona koso yie se ne ye ken se ntiase ye adwuma then from Council of State no na president kata to so ai mehu ade emiensa se na wo bill that na mu na free mu na mwa ana se bia no kra be ka se madwene ni se ade 1 2 3 mu fanka ho. It should come from the president. And yet, Speaker Nabeka say, Mamon Fanko. That's where the problem is.
Okay, so 8th Parliament, Kyei come mampeni, no be the court, no, na oho.
Yes.
Mijiri say, dear, 9th Parliament, ya pass ya, ye di hunkumi, and also working kakra. What is your candid opinion about it?
About say maybe a yedri. Or say 8th Parliament need and machiro mudi intia.
No, me can and such a binimu kase abemu intino the intent behind Mrana ye tintimono as a ya relaxing kakra as compared to the enka nanado ye de command and ye ubi call Parliament and ko sign.
Oh, niamo ye fimuno. Titru ni promotion no dear. Somewhere bohun de.
Yeah.
So maybe if you have to tweak it kakra, because you see promotion or not, you know, so hard to buy, but na sponsors no, ejina baby omujina. Inti na ma, ana samba no si na senya de abachiri ni inti. Inti amofa no sa. But what kase ebi amefa se wo ohini ba wote yi. Na what to say? Ubi ye sadie no ene wa free ni bakro no abase bema ade ya wuyi se ye omra o manu se sadie ne ye nya ne sa o ene ya wuyi se edi nso so bo ne beba o manu so wo na wa frɛ no na wo ne ye interviewer so atiase wo no kra otomra atiase nti wo ye fa so promote
Wudi
hunkomoni promotion. So no obi na tifi. Na obi yes ade no. Na ebe chi ni bakro no. Now you have to prove say ade no ni bakro no ye no. Na onim ho ye beka say unim no ameka. You have to prove say un na tifi de ba unim adwuma ho ye. This is be o say be traders na obi tifi na ni bakro no oye kromfo. You may not know. Una take compound house so the only ni say ebia anadwubia onifi no koye djuma we anadwuma be do say krono lokobo you may not know what you say and so na sani man sheshe bill no mo na emu den kakra. I think that ye hwe gene no 1 or 2 places be betimi attract no more what you say but say the way is being watered down the na say the na ye gina so no speaker no ka say han sambra no say person is or you prepare what name kwambeto so no like I say sabio na were you doing politics with Ghanaians then now yes ana e ba ye wahine Parliament pass ye say Catholic bishops so my issue statement Christian council so yes so my issue statement. The Pentecostals and the charismatic churches now. I saw for no more dear chain. Why aren't they talking? I don't know Monkasa. And the matter says in you, Bimpo, Akokazu, why LGBTQ no, and yet priority.
Yeah.
Really? This umbrella now, yes, now the politics in Indiana. And I hear, is
that your thinking?
I don't know. Send you know, so for because DHD, same personal, Samreno. Then the source of a corona because I didn't cry, and your national priority. So for none, I drink anything. Samreno, no, yeno. Was he inspired by God? Was he inspired by the Spirit of God? And as an idiot, the Spirit of God, no freedom.
I think they were not.
Maybe if you say some of them, some of them, they were not sincere with us. Some of them were doing politics. Otherwise, apart from that, Galamsey is same by as if we know Mudia Chirepao.
Yeah.
And then Galamsey is gotten worse. Everybody knows that Galamsey is gotten worse. As of for no Mudia Chirepao, where are they? The moment kind of crunch. Me and Casa for Nina.
Yeah.
It be no more team din and no more way. See, the Asophono, they are supposed to be the conscience of the nation. We may not get it right, they be ye chia nankomatne using the word of God. And ra me kwa sorry na sanene tie na me church for me Sunday school teacher na oka. Na maybe o ha me ma dwene ma kire. So for o preachie utie no. They are always trying to reform you. They should be reforming us as a nation. Maybe I hear no more matching. Maybe horns no so bompa him no bompa ya mai. What you say? Na se sofo no kotuna num tuo say ade we nyanti enye ni sei. Na ade achi na se sofo no e kana no ntumu a. So na the chrono wo ho na se sofo no kana na no ntumu a. Say na sofo no one conclusion is that the sofo no was not being candid with us as a country or as a nation.
18 months out of the 48 months, Ghana for Sadiama John Dramani Mahama, we were promised a reset and better governance than what we experienced in the last 8 years. And when we were to be the equi saying that.
Oh, if you say it's not the best, because any man high are not previous abayano a struggle to deal with. Even Galam say I can was and they said him say it's getting worse. Abani Yusu say Oba. In fact, one of their one, about 3 of them stuck their necks out. Say it shouldn't take. Say Aban good or her. It shouldn't take more than 2 weeks.
2 weeks
to deal with Galamsey. A buy best stop. Nobody won't stop you. It's getting worse. Where are we heading to? The cedi depreciation. Na ekodu baby na no kra na ni nyan. Ko be 16 cedis. Ko 16 cedis. But ye be fi so no na fe e ba from kakra up to about 14-20 or so. Near the free so.
Yeah.
About we buy, what about 10 cedis? About 10.25. We make us wayadi. So, but the all ye enka any about meeting as yes, because what are they doing? Now, President Mahama so a pragmatic economic management. Pragmatism no way. The only thing that you are doing is a dollar reserve and we now the best short cedi. Yeah, we on that IMF my enquire yes. Or maybe no the cedi so currency start to say misbehavior. Utim sum kakra. In the IMF no my enquire say in the you use $200 every quarter. And fan sum kakra. $200 no.
200 million.
Sorry, $200 million. It meant that every year, we spend about 800 million. About we buy no who's I don't know, oyi 1 billion. So Busumi be not beshim. $1 billion. And the man no tia de ba. 10 cities no 1025
Yeah.
And ejina 1 billion 1 billion 1 billion afei your reserves no tie no then he started using the ama galamsey no montimi nyae no galamsey gold na ye to no say aban no gold board omo to fi miners no including galamsey operators no because galamsey no small scale mining enyina ma about 40% of gold a itu Ghana about 40% ndi omo ko to fi omo ho na omo de ma omo maintain omo margin nanu ya sika no call about 5,000 we no call about 5,500 per ounce no then they were at the time they were buying around 4,500 from them as our top 1 ounce would be $1,000 what you say and no e ka ho na oyi sa margins ni be so cedi no Ghana we produce ye fiso no the production had gone to about 4.2 million ounces. Yeah, illegal ones, no, ever come a potential gold is about 7 million ounces per year. About 4.2 no, I call you put a major South Africa. I be a leading producer in Africa. And T say, Abano harvest idea na, but who say encourage you to do it? What you say? And I don't know who usually so dollar no more. Now me say me just say any or can maybe you use $1 billion every month and fan so sitting.
Okay.
Just to satisfy Ghana. Oh, you bring it sitting down. Because we are sad drastic reductions. So I want to use as well. Also, the economy is so. The whole thing is so artificial. I want to say, cocoa we have sika ni nyama wo no. Cocoa farmers no sika na ni etuama wo no. Ohineba, the country needed about $600 million. $600 million to have paid farmers no. The na etuama wo no. We need
3,100 no.
Yes. We need $600 million. At the area. What's $600 million? Unibi. But when you 1 billion at the soda and at the society, say the Benyan wedding. Is it right? In any event, you see, kono 200 nana a use no quarterly no 800 million a year no and na fe amano ba from kakra no. Nti de ne ye no say wo ye no sa kasidi ne kebe continue about from anyway
naturally but can it pace na
sir yeah and would you fan say yeah you use 800 would the quarterly no instead of 200 no you use be 250 million the afeno so na go use 1 billion what you say
yeah
you do 1 billion every month say what you use from the reserves na about 11 billion amanray so what you said last week Bank of Ghana say almost 1.4 billion esa baby o anya sa e say we say natural e ka wo dis hard ne be na o hine ba ho de ha adwen wo mu ni say because say artificial no na fe for na science so drastic no o hu ne de aba ne say ama ye exports ni bo ayedin imports no ebo ayefo ndi o hu say nkrofo kra emu bro if you Brazil eba mu or the bar still is cheaper than
you produce no
and that is why your local maize in the intiminto bro no omadon pro your local rice intiminto because me aba no bo ofo che ye de no bebre don't forget say wo buy day no a wutua ye de ebo no ade ye ne ba de bore tsa
yeah
nti wo pese do margin kakra to so woni ni baba kwa misuno ni baba kwa misuno ne health minister
Akando
ade Akando before being health minister no is the largest rice producer in Ghana as an individual
Kɔnɔminta kando.
Kɔnɔminta kando.
Ɛmufuo.
Ɛmufuo.
Nani who prefer to summon Diane Samana.
Family goes to him. I
feel Matthias leader.
Kabra is the largest rice producer in Ghana. Rice or producer, no? Academ. What does he do with it? Oh, another big producer, say, also Basro, maybe on your baby, the fourth producer, the third or fourth producer. Enemy, Madame Fubakonso, the Anabo Hussein Inusa, former minister for roads. also produce rice power. Indeed, they are in big trouble. Many daughter Bawumia a call round. Masa, Obeko baby, and yet rice in amazing. Even yam. Who call baby or more produce yam no. And he pan talk. Because there's no money in the system. You can't hear the show. See the equa. It doesn't come into the system. Me na me finance minister. Road contractors, you don't make $2 billion in the media.
The Ben also move back Piketty or Jubilee House now. I think within the week. Almost massacre last week. Yes,
I see.
Almost massacre last week said this week. I think this almost a Thursday.
We are not paying them. So a year about 12 billion. And they saw city anymore. Emo 2 billion. Come to me the road contractors naka. Road contractors who try moka. And I'm saying contractors no construction will be the whole Ghana no. Any penny juma ye. It's kind of the more lubricates the system. Na me scaba system no mu. You're not paying them. Wow. What is kind of a artificial suspension of CD? What you say? And then make us say buy omo me buy no or the go abobo ye mo lo dugu abobo ye no they call market. Okay, obi anto no say
I want phone to.
Because
there's
no money in the system. In the odekwa obi ameto no de coffee. Buy no wo lo du agu abobo ye no mu no ehun twitwi. Wo de call market no be 2 weeks. Then to umra fe na obepe fe na pro astart April. My fear is that they are here into a friend saying next year no, because farmers will not have the motivation. Obi akobo besi our bank. Onya skandria. Also was ankodo phone flow. What you say? That's the difficulty. Koko saying since akwasi broni time. God is back time I take cocoa marketing board after World War II to stabilize cocoa prices. No, yanti cocoa so double. The only person who attempted saying cocoa was President Nkrumah. And now, I look at when I cover NLM buy.
Come in the record the bin your crowd.
And Nkrumah, you see, a buy, he needed money. No, as I know, but no, I sure I could afford so music. No, on so. A big guarantee prices number home. Send your cocoa marketing board the Abana. And Nkrumah buy, maybe make us be an onion bonny. And Nkrumah realize say, I was say Ghana infrastructure, a lucky bebre on nti or per se a massive infrastructure development.
Yeah.
Scanaway. And Okofa. Cocoa marketing board no sika ne da ho sika no so after where market no e bo no koso na abafom e koso na abafom ntina ma Gorgeousburg mu ye cocoa marketing board no say e bo no koso na what is can be ato e ko foma no mo yi bi dia be cushion say na de bia price be stable so na encourage ekuafo na mama ko into farming nkoma ba he no hu say afa de trend no e bo no kwa na e koso na ma cocoa marketing board na etmenya sika no be bre egu ho no ana bo first ka no. No, the secondary schools are coming come start is or you be brave cocoa sika no the and chena fee a bono yes a bafom and Nkrumah yes oh they say no better so na bafo akuto no sorry say hey catch you better die me say no ka ho na ma NLM e buy say better die kuafo
I see
and since then Nkrumah here na sadia no start say ba no wanye he maintained the prices. And it might be. And then about 80 years since the establishment of cocoa marketing board and I pass more yes yeah by in 2017 we made the same thing a bono a call from but we cushion the farmers say yentiso but price a better and a bit prices now.
I have seen the minority touring cocoa growing areas in the communities now. Oma engage you ma mini will be you know who say Oma presented me fancy be I can say report at the ma yeah flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia we are told say or the policy alternative ebeba on this you be hunu on other issues of national interest other sectors and I say we there especially for cocoa no kwa and the minority near ni be hunu say bia or provided alternative. We have known him say in the run up to 2016 no now or year public lectures near the idea we will be seeing him doing that say ya to obey intemo or 2 years to prepare for the next general elections.
Oh sani man beba senior working we beginning
yeah
also what yatete sector committees no say senior wa okay. From now on, he must be stepping out to addressing critical national needs. And he say, oh yeah, on our vision.
Okay.
But he wants these experts to more or less serve as some think tank to be for him. So to feed into his vision. So to enrich on only vision.
Okay.
You have a very fine vision. No, amano send be or step out no Akasa be consistent. Don't forget say anybody be
so that not contradict the opinion.
Yes.
Okay.
People need a on our vision. How does the vision sit with the generality of the citizenry? It be also a year 2024 manifesto.
Okay.
And how does it reconcile current events? How do they reconcile with issues are expressed 2024 manifesto? We need policy reconciliation, policy enrichment, policy fertilization. Who say we are getting it right and then moving towards, a better upliftment of the state of Ghana. Tisana, sector committees. We've had meetings with them. We inaugurated them, but several different committees, and so yet one more sub inauguration, and then beginning in earnest. Juma no said ya charge almost say omunyano. Insanity.
Leader Medasi.
Nyame so medasi pi.